Hey BGC, Mr. Andrew here, and while I am abiding by the stay-at-home order, I like to play a game called Magic the Gathering. I've been playing since I was around 11 years old. My older brother and his friends got me into it after we had all been playing Yu-Gi-Oh together as well, and before Yu-Gi-Oh we played Pokemon trading card game also. It just evolved. I like this trading card game better than the others. It's lasted a lot longer as well. So let's just get into a game and kind of play around with it. You can play on Magic the Gathering Arena as well. It is a paper trading card game, but they have these online tools that you can use to play online or with your computer. Nothing on mobile devices yet, so I'm not sure how it works on either iPads or phones or anything. There are little ways to get around it, but I don't have to do that. I have my own computer. So let's just get into the game. You first start off. I am going first, so I drew first. You draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if you mulligan, well, let's just go ahead and do it. I don't care. So this is my first draw. I say I don't like this hand. I do like this hand, but if I didn't, I could get rid of it, draw a new hand, and this is a far worse hand. But I'm going to mulligan again, because you can continue to do that, and I'll show you the negative effects of it after I keep this hand. So we keep 5 now. We went from 7 to now we're only keeping 5. So I have to return 2 of these cards to the bottom of my deck. That's what mulliganing is. So I'll keep 5. I will get rid of this Planeswalker spell, and I guess discard that land. Let's see how this goes. So I'll start off by playing a basic land, the forest, and then I'll cast this creature spell, Gilded Goose. Enters the battlefield, creates a food token. So we are wizards playing a match. We're dueling essentially, and we're casting spells against each other. To cast those spells, we need mana. This is a mana source, a land. My Gilded Goose can also be tapped. Any of these arrows right here, you can tap that, and it turns it sideways. You're using its ability, and I can sacrifice a food and add 1 mana of any color. Just so happens when Gilded Goose enters the battlefield, creates me a food. So I'm not going to do that because I don't have anything to cast. Right up here is the casting cost. Gilded Goose costs 1 forest. My Nyx Bloom Ancient costs a lot more than just 1. So it costs 4 of anything, and then 3 forest, or 3 green mana. And this is called a Scry land. Enters the battlefield, I get to scry, which means I look at the top card of my deck. I can either keep it there or throw it on the bottom. I like Castle Vantress because it allows me to use my mana if I don't have anything to do, to scry 2. So I look at the top 2 and decide whether I want to draw those next or not. So I'll go ahead and keep it there, and I'll just pass all priority. So it's my turn. I have priority on anything that happens. I'll just pass it to Sparky. Sparky can go, and then it'll be my turn again. We'll draw Castle Vantress, and I'll explain the rest of my next turn. Pass. You can always use, see, that's an instant spell. So he has priority for his turn, so he's casting it. It deals 2 damage to my toughness, so he's going to actually kill Gilded Goose. And there's nothing I can do about it, so I'll resolve it. So there goes my ramp. I'll go ahead and put a breeding pool down, and I'm going to enter it tapped. I could pay 2 life to shock myself. See, shock is a spell. It deals 2 damage. This is a shock land, but I'm just going to enter it tapped because I don't have anything to do. I'm all about casting big spells, like this 7 mana spell. That is a problem. So hopefully what we'll see here is not anything that I should be worried about, but who knows. The lands are resources. You'll notice this land, I can either tap a green or a blue or a forest or an island as they're called, and this counts as a forest and an island. He is playing a mono red deck, which means that it's just one color. It's just red. I am playing a Simic deck. Simic means that you have islands and forests in the deck. Now, this is the card that I really want to cast. This is what I built the whole deck on. Because when Agent of Treachery enters the battlefield, I gain control of a target permanent, which can be an artifact, an enchantment, a creature, or even a land. Unfortunately, I don't have 7 mana, so I have to continue to pass the turn. And we'll see if they attack, or what they're going to do. It keeps asking me to do something because I can activate my Castle Vantress. And when you play people, you'll get timers if you take too long to decide on what you're going to do. Also, you have a certain amount of time to play the game. And on their in turn, before my draw step, I'll scry 2. And I don't like those 2. Don't. Wow. Good. Let's get Paradise Druid. I can talk about Hexproof. So I draw Paradise Druid. I cast Paradise Druid. And now this has Hexproof, so it can't be targeted by anything, like that shock spell that killed my Gilded Goose. They can't do that now. They can't target it unless it is tapped. As the card reads, Hexproof. Paradise Druid has Hexproof as long as it's untapped. Now tapping, remember, is that little arrow, so I can tap it and add 1 mana of any color. So a forest, a mountain. I don't need any mountains though. And I think I'm just going to take all the damage. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Sorry, you'll give me the turn. And I can now do one of 2 things. I think I want to cast my Agent of Treachery. And I think I want... Oh, do I want the flying thing? I'll take this, because it's pretty beefy. We'll see how this turn goes here. Now, Nyx Bloom Ancient says if you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much as that mana. So I'll do this, and I'll block those. Let's do that. They're... Never mind. I guess I won't win that trade. Okay. Put out a Planeswalker. And I don't want to attack yet. So what they just did is a combat trick. Infuriate gives +3 power and +2 toughness until the end of the turn. So their toughness was 4, and the power of the one I had was 3. So you don't destroy it. Now they're going to attack. And I will cry every time. I can tap it for mana, but it doesn't really matter. Feels bad. Go ahead, do that. Get that 3/2 out of the way. Sacrifice my Paradise Druid, but I gotta survive, right? Let's go ahead and get Nyx Bloom Ancient out. We'll Mystery up. I will gain 3 life by casting this on something. I'll put it on a brigade. No attacks in my turn. Hope that they don't have any more damaging removal spells. Not worried about that. I can't block it anyways. It has flying. That feels terrible. So I lose my big spell, my big Nyx Bloom Ancient. Let's go ahead and cast Sybil Tip. That's my avatar. See the one eye, same guy. Put that down. Yes, I'll go ahead and cast Clear Mind just so I can draw a card. I want to draw something good. That's what I want to draw. We're gonna win this. We're gonna win this, everybody. No need to fear. I'll show you at my end step. Not gonna attack. Now, Thassa Deep Dwelling is a legendary enchantment right now. If my devotion to blue is less than 5, it's not a creature. But if my devotion becomes 5 or more, devotion meaning how many blue island sources I have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. But more importantly, at the beginning of my end step, at the end of my turn, I get to exile one target creature, which pulls it off of the playing field, and then I return that card to the battlefield under my control. Now what I do with Agent of Treachery is I exile it, bring it back, and then it can steal another one. So I'm going to DJ Khaled, my Agent of Treachery, and go ahead and take his big attacker. And we have a real shot at this. I think we're going to win. Alright, he targeted my Fibblethip with a spell. So it says when he becomes a target of a spell, shuffle it into the library. So it won't be destroyed. It'll just go into my library. And then Shock doesn't do anything. Now my turn. Get a land. Pretty unexciting. Let's go do this. And now just attack with everything. In step, we're going to do the same thing. Agent of Treachery goes into exile. I'm going to steal his other monster. And I'll go ahead and scry 2, see what we get, see if we can get something cool. I don't like either of those. We'll put a stop here, so before I draw a card, I'll be able to scry again. So I'm going to scry again, just to see if I can. Yeah, I don't want to draw 2 lands. Now I will allow it to draw another Thassa. So that's kind of lame. But you get the gist. And now we beat Sparky. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. So anyways, that is Magic the Gathering, a little showcase. There is a lot to get into with the game. If you do want to play Magic the Gathering Arena, it starts you out slow. You get free cards on the digital side. It will help you through decks, colors, what the colors kind of do, and it'll start you playing against AI as well. And eventually you'll be able to play other people or just keep beating up on Sparky if you don't like that. But that's it for me. I hope everybody's staying safe. Wash your hands. We'll see you later.